Hello and welcome to RadioTimes.com's reaction to the latest episode of Taskmaster. We're here to settle the scores and to separate Wayne the Dancing Airman from a groan-worthy Brian Blessed. Okay, Minnie, you've just watched episode 7 of the latest season. What was your moment of the week?
It's got to be, not for the first time, Susan Wokoma in the task with all of the switches and the decisions that you make impacting on what happens in the lab and the teas and all sorts of nightmares going on, just vibrating with rage, having a tiny moment where she completely lost the plot while she's on that vibrating plate. That is, it's a series highlight for me. That
is fantastic. The chaos of that task was on a high level. It was beautiful. My moment of the week was also in that task. It was Sue. I've never had a fear before of farting into the dark while someone says my name. But now I'm terrified of it, thanks to what Sue went through in this task. I think it's one of my favourite lines of the season so far. I think she absolutely killed it.
It went down well with Greg as well. It's a very specific horror.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a bad week for Sue in general. She had a bit of a horror show, which is appropriate for Halloween week. She only scored 6 points in the entire episode, 5 of which were in the prize task alone. None in the pre-recorded tasks. In fact, it makes her one of the worst performing contestants in a single episode. Only 3 contestants in Taskmaster history have scored fewer points in an episode than Sue did this week. Appropriately, one of them, the worst performing contestant, was Mel Gilroy. She only scored 3 points in one episode. So Sue and Mel, they're sticking together as comedy partners.
Perfect. She's in good company down at the bottom of the overall Taskmaster performance leaderboard.
She's slipping down the rankings too as well, because Lucy, 2 weeks in a row now she's won. She's moving on up.
Yes, yeah, she's definitely improving. She did really well this episode. She emerged on top for the episode overall, which is particularly impressive when you consider that she was actually disqualified outright from one of the tasks. She touched Wayne, the air dancer, or Wayne touched her, whichever.
Bit of both.
It shouldn't have happened regardless, and she was disqualified for doing that and for touching the red-green. And she still managed to get the most points in the episode. She's now placed 3rd in the season overall.
Yeah, the comeback victory is on.
Yeah.
Although, should she have won this episode, because you spotted something in the live task, and we're going to settle the scores now, do you think that Lucy should have been disqualified?
This is a score that needs settling, because Lucy absolutely should have got 0 in that task. She should have been disqualified. There is a precedent from this series already that if you break the rules of the live task while the task is still going on, even if you might have finished the task, you are disqualified. We saw this with Sue when she sacrificed herself to help Julian Clary get his drink across the line on the toilet paper. Yeah. She got no points. She was disqualified for that. Lucy, in a bid to try and help Sue this time get the balls in her hat when she was coming in last place. A valiant effort, but she moved off of her spot and she should have been disqualified for that.
Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair, yeah, absolutely. I think that task in general was a mess. It's not the task's fault. I think the contestants decided they were going to help each other out, which is, it's a shame. It's a bit not so much fun to watch, but it's good to be there, I'm sure, and support them. But yeah, so I think that task maybe didn't go as well as maybe Alex had planned it to go.
Possibly.
We'll talk now about something that has been ongoing throughout the season. We're very intrigued by the mentions of the secret task, and a lot of fans are as well. We're starting to get a sense of where it might be located. We think it's probably behind the contestants in the room. Whenever they're mentioning the secret task, the camera kind of shows, maybe it could be the picture of Greg, the portrait, maybe it could be the picture of the Art Deco woman on the table. It seems to be there somewhere.
Yeah.
So we think we might know where it is. And there's some theories also maybe on fan social media accounts what it might be.
There's definitely a general consensus from fans on social media that it's based in the living room and it might be hidden there. And we have a couple of tweets on the Taskmaster hashtag. One person has a theory that Lucy Beaumont has been given a secret task to act as spaced out as possible for the whole Taskmaster series. Anyway, regardless, she's massively entertaining. I do think that is unlikely. I think that is just Lucy's comedy persona.
That's committing to the
But
bit
anything's possible, you know?
Yeah, true.
We have another tweet that says maybe the secret task will be something like last contestant to find the secret task wins 5 points, which sounds possible.
Yeah,
could work in some people's favour.
Lucy could get 5 points again.
Not having a clue what's going on.
Lucking out. Yeah, I think so. I think I've seen some things as well online that maybe it's to do with Sam wearing grey in the studio, that possibly the secret task is wear the same colour in the studio.
I hope there's an explanation for that.
It could be Sam being Sam. It could be something to do with maybe that there isn't a secret task and Alex is messing with them, which I think would be a bit anticlimactic, but it's possible.
I would hate that.
Yeah.
We know I've been obsessed with this since week 1. I need a big reveal, at least in the final.
Something needs to happen in that final episode.
Yeah.
If we're looking to international version of Taskmaster, maybe for hints as to what might happen, Taskmaster New Zealand did something similar in its 3rd season, where there was a secret task, and the task was to do an entire task wet. So one of the contestants arrived, performed a task soaking wet. So they've used Taskmaster New Zealand tasks before and slightly adopted them. So if anyone rocks up to a task soaking wet, you'll know what's up.
Yep.
That's it for this week. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, and join us next week for more reaction to Taskmaster. Bye.